This is episode 1 of the Kendi and Raybo podcast, recorded in Kendi's box room.
It's a fine tin of Bulmers because it's nearly a summer's evening. I bought the second. The second one is only for, what would you call it, display purposes.
What's the date on that fish? It was a bit soggy though, got in straight away.
Did I get you now today at Smithick's?
I know, maybe it was just the first gulp is all.
And it came straight out of the fridge.
22nd and 9/17. I have about a month to drink it.
17?
Yeah. 17? Sure, it's 18 for fuck's sake. Oh, gee, I fucking knew it.
So was it?
When did you get that?
Is it a year out of date? Ah, no.
How
That's
long
terrible.
is that? Is that in your fridge?
No, I bought that down in Centra.
Did you?
And Centra's all done up.
Down below?
It's Caltra Centra.
Oh, there'd be hell to pay with that one. A fucking can of Smithy a year out of date.
Can I bring it? Do you want to drink the rest of it? And
No,
then
I don't want to. I don't want to get fucking septicemia. Jesus Christ above.
Would you like a tin of Bulmers?
I'll have to have a tin of Bulmers, yeah.
And you wondered why I bought the tin of
Oh,
Bulmers.
like that, just in case.
Wait till I just check the date on this one now. Isn't it bad now? That's
That
19
is, man.
now.
I'm going straight back down to them, man, with a jerry can and a lighter.
Oh no, I'll go down. I'd call in on the way back.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. Tell them see the up again. It's alright. You only
isn't
took a
it-
small swig out of it, is all.
But isn't it funny the way beer doesn't actually, you know the way with wine? Jeez, if you seen 17 on a bottle of wine, you'd be disgusted if it wasn't older.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's no good vintage from 17, man, but that is vintage, that one, now I'll tell you.
They've done that place up.
I was in there last week and they were still in the middle of it.
I got an awful land walking in.
But it looks smashing, doesn't it?
Well, apart from the out-of-date Smithick's.
Yeah, but they have a seating area in the whole lot now. And
I didn't see the seating area.
Well,
Where was that?
apparently, I haven't seen it yet now either. I was only in there last week and they said they're going to have a massive seating area below.
I said this will be a very local podcast. What do you think?
I think it could just be based on Caltra.
2 country lads living in Sligo.
Well, I'll tell you one idea I had for
What?
us, right? I'd love to scour the internet every week, right? And find the most obscure, crazy stories from local parishes. Like, look up Radio Kerry and see what's in the news this week in Kerry. Like, 14 sheep not tipped.
Do you remember the whole thing about the goats in Ennis?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. That was rampant. There was people going, for God's sake, sure, it's not right. Goats, like, as if they were delinquent youths, like, spray painting the town. There was goats taking over the whole fucking place.
I think Dermot and Dave had your man on about the goats. That's what it was. Dermot and Dave had your man on about the goats. And he was saying, leave them at it.
Yeah, let them be. Apparently it was their land all along. They built a house in the
It's their,
state.
yeah, it's their, that was their land. Apparently there were
Squatters' rights.
there were goats that people had and then they didn't want them anymore and left them off wild.
Well, apparently they built a house in the state where the goats were. And the goats said, hang on now, you're building a house in the state and the grazing.
Yeah. But I've never seen a goat eat washing off a line.
Did it go
And I'm from the country and I don't think...
Did it
But that's
do that?
apparently what they were doing. They'd be coming down and you can imagine those crisp white sheets hanging there from the washing line, you
and the
know.
goats. But goats are vicious, Ray. Vicious, like. That's why people won't go near them. So there's a friend of mine, and his family said they'll take them. They run a haulage company below in Ennis, right? And they said, we'll take the goats. Like, there's about 30 of them. And the council said you can't because you haven't an enclosure to take them. Oh yeah, we're better off having them run around the street like that's some enclosure.
But you said they were running a haulage company.
Yeah.
Were they getting them just to mind the premises?
They don't have any agricultural background.
But that's what I'd be thinking they do. They put 30 wild goats inside the backyard
that's
and no
for
one will go near
sure.
the shed then.
That's for sure, yeah. But council then rang them back and said, we'll build a pen for them.
Yeah. And rightly so.
But by the time it was all came, an actual farmer took them.
You know what the sad thing was then? That they'd spend all the public money on building a pen for the goats.
Yeah.
And there'd be still lads in the housing list in the town waiting for a house.
Yeah, I know. The
and
goats
the goats
got
would be
a pen.
getting, yeah. They didn't have to fill out any application forms at all.
No.
It was straight on the housing list they went.
Stop. But I have a lot of friends down there and the crack out of it was unbelievable. Like,
There'd be a lot of stories I said they wouldn't make it up as this far up to ourselves. Like.
yeah, but there's a lot of stories like that made it national, as you said, because of a lunatic
It
and
went
politician.
viral.
It did go
Yeah,
viral.
it went viral.
But think of all the stories that you hear up and down. Like, think of the fellas down below that had their sheep stolen in Kerry.
I remember that, right?
And
the book that you couldn't understand.
Couldn't understand the word he was
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
That made it onto the RT News, I'd say, about 5 o'clock in the morning, I'd say. Like,
But do you think the book that was sent out, the Kerry cameraman that was sent out
Knew.
to get the word, well, didn't know. Just kind of, God, I'm going to have to get sent out to this thing now.
Yeah.
This is a useless story.
well, he had a fair accent on him too now.
Probably.
He
But I
did.
wonder, did he realise the gold he was taping?
No, that's the thing, you see. He definitely didn't.
It was only when it made it up to Dublin.
But I think in a country like this, there is goals like that sitting all in every corner of it. And what I'm saying to you is we should scour every local radio station to find out what's going on and pick a top 5 every week of all stories that we heard from the country.
Would you be inclined to make it into a small bit of a competition?
Who has the most?
Who was the best story?
Yeah, who was the? Yeah, that'd stop us doing the research.
See,
People would be sending them in.
Up to right there, I had no interest in looking up for stories, but now I have.
Yeah, because
I'd find something better than you.
With people that do a forest.
Do you know what I found out there recently?
Go on.
My next door neighbour, Teresa Farrell.
Right.
Teresa's a quiet woman across the road.
Right.
And I found out that she does a job in the parish. Now, this was unknown to me for a long time. She puts the notes into the bulletin. She writes the notes of the bulletin. I didn't know Teresa did anything like this.
Okay.
But she does.
She kept it to herself.
My mother got up the last morning after she had ironed my shirt and she got on the bicycle. Across the way she went.
She went across the road on the bicycle. Jesus. The pins are bad, are they?
She went over on the bicycle. See, this is where it starts now, shaming people close to me. But she went anyway to put Father Corcoran's Jubilee. He's celebrating his Jubilee year this year.
What's the Jubilee? 25?
40.
40. Yeah.
He's 40 years a priest. So they were selling tickets, 20 quid a pop, huh?
Right.
You wouldn't pay that.
£20 a pop, 4 fivers.
Ham sandwich, just £20.
To do what? Go down to the community centre?
Well, they were having a do for him.
I do. Like.
But it's mad the way that my mother was thinking media-wise that she needed to get the word out. Yeah. So she was going to put it into the bulletin.
Yeah.
And unknowns to me, the woman you go to about the bulletin is Teresa Farrell.
Go away. And now you know.
Now I know.
And tell me what you put in a bulletin for us now.
Could you imagine? Wouldn't that be a great way to advertise something?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Kalalabad starts podcast. They wouldn't know what a podcast is.
Yeah, but you could just imagine it sitting, Mass will be held at Dishin Graveyard at 3 p.m. for the reposal soul of such and such. Please make sure to download.
Oh, yeah. Please, this week's
That'd
podcast.
be the spelling mistake because Teresa wouldn't be great at download. She'd download.
She'd never downloaded nothing in her life. When you said Teresa has a job at the parish I didn't know about, so I thought I was going to turn vicious there. I was full sure.
No, that'd be the last bit of work Teresa get into, I'd say.
The mother called over it.
No, that
would
really
come over and see Michael
going with that now, in fairness. Right, so you're going to scour the...
I just think I bet you there's news stories
Crack
up
that
and down
window
this
there,
country.
let's get the owl.
You roasted out.
I'm absolutely scalded out of it. Even the cool Bulmers there. Did you buy the squeakiest stool in podcast history?
I know, it's terrible. That's going to wreck the whole thing. I should have got the kitchen chair.
I don't think we'll ever have. We'll have to keep that there.
What? A squeaky stool?
Yeah.
If this goes big, man, I'm going straight down to IKEA.
No, you'll have to keep the squeaky stool. Oh. Can we get a microphone on the squeaky stool?
Oh, that air is lovely.
Isn't that nice now? It's not. Because otherwise the room would smell like
it's 2 boys.
2 boys sweating up a storm inside in the box room in the house in Rushinard.
So, what was your idea, Ray? You were going to get into? I'm just making sure we're still recording here. That's ticking over like a mouse's heart.
We'll just let it off.
Is that your stomach?
You're going to have a bit of that.
I was roaring in the middle of the fucking thing. Christ.
I have an awful trouble with the stomach. Burping the whole time. So I'm on tablets for it.
I know, sure didn't.
€1 a day.
£1 a day because he would keep the stomach in order.
That just keeps it at bay.
Jesus Christ.
Some days I'd have to have 2
£1
tablets.
a day keeps Ray at bay.
There's nothing worse than when you look at the round of tablets, the Nexium. You'd be... See, I'm having trouble at the minute in where I actually buy the tablets.
Because you can't go back.
No, yeah, they won't sell you these tablets.
You're not supposed to take them.
You're not supposed to be self-medicating.
Yeah.
So I have to keep going to different pharmacies.
Yeah, every week. You're like a drug addict. Looking for opiates.
No, I am. I'm beginning, but it's nice though because now I'm finding pharmacies that I've never been in before, never even knew existed.
But let me tell you something, Ray, about this town of Sligo, right?
Go on.
This town is laced in pharmacies.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Pharmacies and cafes and pubs are the only businesses that stay open in this town.
And they do very well.
They do unbelievably well because his boys go around getting Nexium from the different ones every day.
But I think the fact now that I'm working below Ballina has really opened up my whole situation. It's taken a lot of the pressure off.
And new suppliers.
Oh, I have a whole set of... And Ballina is very similar to Sligo. Pubs, cafes and chemists.
Yeah.
That's all that's in it. And
no wonder the country's getting older and older every week,
Yeah, I was getting serious heat there now when Higgins is around the corner from the house. Right. They kept asking me, and I was trying to go in when there was different people working, and they can ask you, now you're not supposed to be on these all the time.
They were judging you.
They were, but they were inquiring, in an kind of an interrogative fashion. whether or not I was
Take them on every day.
addicted to the bloody things.
Well, you're not addicted to it. It just settles the stomach.
It does, but I am technically self-medicating. Now, in fairness, they do ask me, you're going to have to go and get that checked out, and maybe you might need to maybe get some professional help on it.
Well, let me tell you, a can of Bulmers ain't going to help
No,
no
it's
more
not going to
either.
help at all. It's probably the worst drink I could have possibly asked to drink on this particular.
But Ray,
evening.
you had surgery on that.
I did.
Keyhole.
I went and did the whole consultative process. I had the stomach opened up in me. I went in and they tied a knot in my esophagus.
They did.
And he says to me, "You'll be grand now, and on top of that, you'll lose a ball of weight."
Yeah.
So slowly but surely, I
But you
put the
did
weight
lose
back
weight.
on. Oh, I did lose the weight in the beginning.
Says you look like a 50-pound note for a while there.
For a 50,
And they
I have a suitcase, 2 suitcases full of skinny man clothes under the bed.
that you're not going to throw away.
Now, I won't throw them away because I have a faint hope that at some point I'll
But you're
regain
close,
my slim figure.
And let me tell you, Ray, you're not a big unit header now.
Not yet, but I'm working on it.
You're getting there, says you. But anyway,
There's another man that might need a drop of Nexium.
but let me tell you, that's what I was getting onto. Because I had the camera shoved down my gob as well.
You didn't get it the other side, did you not?
No, I didn't. And I said, you're not going up there, boy, that's an exit hole. You come out of it.
Apparently that's the best view though,
Oh, the best room you ever, man. It's dark now, I tell you that. I saw my own stomach and it was pink. Which
Right.
was beautiful, obviously. They said, that's lovely. And right in the esophagus,
Yeah.
where it opens up,
Yeah.
it was red raw.
Oh, how was that? Or what was that?
Because the acid was splashing up from my stomach.
That's what, well,
Just where it
yeah.
opens.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like a Japanese flag, lads.
And what did they do?
They gave me 6 months of tablets.
And that cleared it.
It cleared it for 6 months.
You must
Sorry,
have got good tablets.
I got savage tablets. I was drinking white wine and everything.
You
Man.
were
I
on the
was ripping it up. Like, I could never drink white wine. I love wine. But I couldn't drink it, like, because it cut me wide open.
Were you the Tony Stark of indigestion tablets? But yeah, nothing could kill you.
No, I
You're like
swear
Iron
to
Man.
God. I was walking around drinking a bottle of wine after bottle, Lucasade, everything. I was saying, this is great. And sure, the fucking prescription ran out.
Oh, then they should
And
hit the fan then. did
That's
it?
about 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I can feel it coming back now. I'm asking Nicola to buy more and more Rennies.
Rennies are useless.
You keep telling me that.
They're
You know
useless.
what my mother does do? She just take a half Rennie. To save them. She just say a half what'll do you. Like it's a drink. Just take a half Rennie.
Does she crush it up and
She
put it on a
breaks the
spoon and
two of
heats
them.
it?
No, she breaks the two of them up and keeps the half ready. Because her and the old fella ran now the whole time.
Do they not go stale?
No, they don't. Why is that? Are you saying that because they're in the
Well,
packaging?
Yeah, they're in the wee plastic or no, the
Yeah,
silvery
but-
packaging.
Don't all kind of tablets and stuff come in that. Well, I suppose the Gaviscon doesn't.
No.
Gaviscon is next useless, right?
Yeah, Zantac is another one of them yolks.
And the taste that it leaves in your mouth as well, it is rotten. Half it's rough. It's like a Brillo pad.
Yeah.
Half it's rough.
Yeah.
And half it's pure. But it's rotten old stuff. I'm just partial to a Rennie is all. That's my taste.
Do you find it actually works?
I've never taken an Nexium. A Rennie will work for me, like when I go to
Nexium
bed.
is the Mercedes Benz now of.
It is. I'm
Now, by the way,
I have a Micra.
they're any worker when you go to bed. Now, in fairness,
Yeah.
you're not much of a moderator on it when you're asleep.
But it gets me to see because when I lie down, the chest just come out of me.
Ah, okay.
When I lie down,
Right.
so I do pop a Rennie in, and lo and behold, I'd be taken over like a mouse's heart. Do you know?
I'm going to have to look at the.
You're going to have to get me onto this Nexium buzz, man.
I'm going to have to look at it myself. I can't keep going like this.
It just came back. You
Yeah.
got the surgery, the whole lot. They tied
Oh, it
you
came
up.
back. Yeah, no, it came back. Now, in fairness, when you're going out 2 or 3 nights a week and you're drinking pints, that tends to.
Yeah.
I even know for the chocolate as well.
Yeah, like the one thing they said to me is, this is great now, this is going to sort you out in the what they call it, the medium or whatever.
Mm.
But they said you have to change your
In the
diet.
short
like,
term.
In the short term.
Mm.
But they said you have to change your diet.
Yes, a change in the diet. That I used to
Yeah.
be, when I was younger, a bottle of Lucasade and a Cadbury's Turkish Delight would be heaven for me. Heaven.
Which still is to me.
But
I ate a Turkish on every car journey. I pull into a shop somewhere, they ate a Turkish.
a Cadbury's Turkish Delight.
Yeah, but not the big one.
Oh, you're talking about the fries Turkish Delight.
No, the fries one is the big one. The Cadbury's one is the one that comes in the dairy milk form.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. The fries one is rotten.
You know, you're the first man I've met, I'd say in about 10 years, that enjoys a Turkish Delight.
Man, you couldn't get me off the Turkish. I
Most
love
people
it.
scowl at me when I pull one off the shelf.
Oh, they're beautiful. A Tiffin now I wouldn't go for.
Do you know what I'm getting big into?
Go ahead.
Fruit and nut.
Oh, you come out of it.
That's it. I didn't like the nut.
That's your old age.
But
I
I-
wouldn't like the fruit now.
Oh, the fruit. I'm enjoying the fruit, but
Fucking the Bulmers, I'm not used to the fucking cider. Priced above.
this podcast is sponsored by the
Nexium.
Nexium and Voldemort. One works against the other.
Christ.
And a squeaky stool.
Yeah. That's going to be now. That'll have to be changed now. We'll have to get that sorted.
We'll have to pick a different drink for next week.
That's for sure.
Then again, I suppose it adds to the crack of it.
It does.
Yeah.
That is for sure. Yeah, tell me your idea. Jesus Christ, you were supposed to tell me 527 bars ago. This thing doesn't count in time. I haven't set it up to time.
Oh,
so it's counted in musical terms.
Very good.
We're 530 bar in now at this stage.
So are we didn't have an album yet, no?
You'd be the far side of 6 songs.
That's not too bad.
Jesus, you'd be the far side of 6 songs.
So, right, okay, fair enough. The idea I had I was thinking if you're starting a podcast, and if you're starting it, and if it's just the two of us sitting here chatting, at some point, I'd say after 32 or 33 episodes of said podcast, you're going to have to probably bring in a guest. Because I can't see people enjoying listening to me and you for that length of time.
We haven't enough interesting stuff to say for one podcast.
No.
That's a
no, see, this is the thing. This is where my idea came from.
I'm not getting waters, pins and needles. How'd you put up my leg? Christ above, she seized.
Oh, do you want to step out for a minute?
Oh.
Do you want to step out?
No, I'll put her up here again for a sec. Jesus Christ, am I this claustrophobic room? I swear to God.
To start off our adventure, we could start with Mark and Ray, the early years.
Right.
Right. Now, Sean O'Reilly, who'd be a creative consultant on these shows, said that you don't want to be telling people useless stuff that they won't get.
Yeah.
So the way I looked at it was we were going to skip through the early years, right?
Yeah.
And we were going to stop at certain, memorable junctures.
Yeah.
And we were going to discuss the topics that were, important at the time.
Yeah.
Now.
So give people the background on us.
It'll be that, and we'd knock a few stories out of it too. Yeah. Because I'd say the most of the stuff we have comes from that era.
For sure it does.
From around about the time we landed above in Castle. Where were you born? I was Castle Bar General.
What, in what? To do what?
When were you born? Was it a hospital or was
I was born in Galway.
Manger or what kind of a...
No,
you belong in Galway?
I was born in Galway. There's no hospital in Roscommon to deliver
There
a baby.
is a hospital in Roscommon.
I don't think there was back then, boy.
It looks old enough when you drive past it.
The Roscommon Hospital. It's not even a 24-hour anymore.
Surely you didn't have the rudeness to show up there after 6 o'clock.
No, but I don't think they delivered babies there. I don't know.
So you ended up in Galway?
Yeah, but half the parish of Castlereagh ended up in Galway.
Jesus.
They were all born in Galway. Or Ballinasloe, which is Galway too.
Yeah. Oh, Ballinasloe. She would end up in...
Port Junkla.
Yeah, you didn't end up in Port Junkla.
Yeah.
You ended up in Galway.
No, I ended up in Galway, general, yeah.
So you were... Jeez, that's fancy now for you. Galway. Do you remember any of it?
I remember coming out, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. I came out, I had 20 pence in my back pocket.
That you got off one of the Pakistani doctors.
I walked out. Mum had plenty of babies, I walked out. Yeah, I did.
It's mad though you don't remember at all. That'd be a fairly traumatic experience.
Yeah, but that's why, I think that's why you don't, obviously your brain isn't developed, but it's so traumatic. Christ above.
Was your old lad across the road in the pub?
I haven't a clue where, because
he was probably out gigging.
I don't know me old fella. Mum doesn't know which one it was. She always says to me, if you fall into a field of nettles, you don't know which one stung you.
That's very true.
So, the way old fella probably was gigging, tell you the truth.
I never asked Carmel now where Michael was. I presume he was there.
He was probably at another birth of a calf.
Probably, yeah. Or he could have been like the Traveller's Friend. It's Traveller's Friend, isn't it? Yeah, the TF. It's across the road. He could have been there.
The pub, is it?
Yeah. I just think of that film, The Snapper. Was it The Snapper? When the father was across the road?
Is that the Brendan Gleeson film?
No, what do you call him? Colin Meaney's in it.
Oh, Colin Meaney, I meant to say.
That's what you meant to say,
yeah.
No, I just like that idea of Ireland. That when a woman is given birth.
The fellas across the road.
Yeah.
Well, I always said if I
surrounded by his friends.
I always said if I ever had a baby. Yeah, but that's a beautiful thing, really.
It is like, fair play to you now, and him getting bananas.
That's a beautiful thing.
And next thing that, that maybe the eldest son comes in, then, da.
It's happened. Yeah.
Mammy's after having a child. It's a boy. Fuck it.
Look, this thing is gooch now. I pull her back a little bit. We'll balance the weight.
Yeah, a bit of droopy stand there. We're going to have to invest in fancy studio equipment, like. Can't be using this music stuff.
Sure, I've looked into it, sure.
Yeah, good.
It doesn't cost fuck all.
So we were born anyway. That happened. Do you know what day of the week you were born
on? I don't actually know what day of the week I was born on, no. I know what date I was born.
I know I was born on a Saturday.
Were you?
Around about 6 o'clock.
I couldn't even tell you what time I was born.
Yeah. That's interesting though. Do you know?
I don't.
And then, so you're born then, you landed home. Is there any memorable moments then from then till when you start having memorable moments? Well, have you any old funny stories from you were informed of?
No. When do you start remembering stuff? Because I always find that there's a fine line between what you think you remember and what actually happened.
And
right?
the photos as well that you've looked at home and turned into memories.
There we go, yeah. But let me tell you a good one now.
Go on.
My mammy's mammy.
Right.
We'd often call her Granny.
Right.
She died. I was only very young when she died.
Right.
I think I might have been about 4. Jesus Christ. It's a bit of comic relief. Fuck's sake. But anyway. I remember her coming in from Knock on a pilgrimage.
Right.
And I jumped up in the wheelchair beside her. Now, I remember that.
You remember getting up on the wheelchair beside
I do remember it.
What age would you have been?
Sure, I couldn't have only been 3 or 4 maybe.
Well, I say 4. I'd say 3 or 4 is when you start glimpses.
Yeah, because I said to my old lady one day, I said, I have this thing that I don't know if it's a memory or did I fucking make it up. She said I didn't make it up. She said, that's true.
That's true.
She said that would have happened. She would have came back.
Yeah. See, I had a traumatic experience when I was a young one.
Right.
Now, don't worry about it. I'm not going to divulge anything too bad.
Like, is this stuff that you shouldn't be telling me?
No. It's a fairly well told story at this stage. Did you have any technology at home that allows you to become mobile even though you couldn't walk?
What does that mean?
I'm asking, did you have what we would have referred to in our house as a walker?
Oh, a walker. No,
Yeah.
well, let me tell you, this is even more sinister. The reason my granny was in a wheelchair is because she had the type 2 adult onset diabetes.
That's some mouthful of stuff there now.
No, I don't know if it was type 2 at all. She had diabetes, poor old Dibbling, and she had no legs.
Yeah.
Now, she had fake legs that she was put on when she was in the wheelchair. But I think she would have had a walker before that happened.
Did you say she had no legs?
She had no legs for a finish.
What?
She had no legs for a finish. My granny.
Where did the legs go?
But they had to amputate them because back then,
cut them off.
Yeah, but they couldn't deal with diabetes back then. Like,
right.
Christ above. They couldn't.
Funny too when you think back.
I know.
Yeah,
Like,
just cut them off.
Yeah,
you just don't look right. I don't know how to fix it. Just get rid of it. Get rid of it. She'll be grand.
Up to about here, up to the knee, and we'd see. God. Oh, that's what just fuck's sake.
Poor Rowley.
That's what they done though.
That was your mammy's mammy then, so.
Yeah.
And you were saying anyway. So did you take?
I didn't have any. I didn't take.
You didn't have
wheelchair
a walker
or a walker. I didn't never took a wheelchair.
So you have nothing. You were just crawling around like a poor baby. And I was blessed. I had the walker.
Right, whose walker? Like?
The old pair bought me a walker.
They bought you one, not an old person's walker.
No, I'm.
Oh, yoke that you wheel along.
You're thinking of the yoke that old people use. No,
a Zimmer frame.
Not a Zimmer. No, it wasn't. What do you think of a baby with a Zimmer frame? In fairness, now.
I didn't know where you were going with it.
No. A walker is essentially a big ring at the bottom. Right, and in the ring is a rake of wheels.
And you sit into a little napkin.
And then I sit into a little kind of napkin, and I have a rake of toys on the thing in front of me.
I probably had one, I'd say.
It's like a Flintstones, a mini Flintstones car.
It's a marvellous yoke, no, yeah.
Great joke. But apparently, and I've seen videos of myself tipping around the house, flying.
Videos?
Videos, yeah. My father used to be big into the videos.
Did he?
He did, yeah. He's videos of me flying around the house.
Christ above.
And that was grand until the day he was out abroad in the kitchen shaving. And, back in the day, there wouldn't have been a whole pile of hot water, so he'd had to bring the kettle over for the hot water.
I should do it myself.
So he left the kettle on the sideboard there beside the kitchen sink, and of course the lead was dangling down.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe that was the first time I knew I wanted to, work in the sound industry, wrapping cables and whatnot. But I must have seen the kettle lead hanging down.
And you wrapped it around your head.
Well, I said I'm going to wrap that now. I don't want that hanging there. That's a danger. So I pulled the lead down, and sure, down with the lead came the kettle full of boiling water.
Oh, Jesus.
And now I have no hair on the left side of my leg.
Do you not?
No. Bald as a coot. Burnt straight off me. I had something like some degree burns. And straight back into Castlebar General. And I was only 2 or 3.
You were only out of it.
I was only out of it and I was back in it. Oh, what now, Cam?
Fuck, we'll go back up here again.
Yeah. She nearly got taken off the parents from Child Services.
I was just going to say the same thing.
That didn't happen.
Imagine you bring back in a burnt baby. They'd definitely be calling someone.
I know, they had a good run with me until that happened. But I was a week in the hospital apparently. Roaring.
But of course you were. You were scalded.
I was well scalded.
And there's a difference between a scald and a burn. I reckon a scald is nearly worse.
Yeah.
You know, scald is water. Like, you get scalded by water.
Yeah.
I reckon that could be worse. Like,
well, it wasn't very good anyway. But that was a memorable moment. But I never regretted the days in the walker though.
No.
I suppose it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't such freedom.
Your outfit would get shaven, I'd say.
Irish, he kept at it anyway. He didn't get all beardy in the years after that. He kept at it. He didn't.
That's mental though. Imagine you nearly killed yourself.
I suppose if it hit me head.
Jesus, yeah, you just got a bit of a scalding.
Yeah.
How old were you? Did you say?
I'd say 2 or 3.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The first memories I would have had now would have been 4 or 5, I suppose. You'd have the first day of school crack. Do you know?
I don't think I remember my first day of school.
Do you not?
I don't remember fuck all. I swear to God, I don't remember my first day of school now.
Do you remember school at all?
I remember a lot of stuff from school, like.
Do you remember hair gel? Was hair gel a thing when you were in school?
Hair gel became a thing when, I would say, hair gel only became a big thing when I went into secondary school.
Yeah, probably for me.
And do you know what's mental about it, right? I mean, I'd love to look back at photos. You used to take the biggest lump of Brill cream you could find.
In the hand.
Squirt it into your hand.
Yes. And it'd be the extra strong hole stuff as well.
And a lot of the time, I wouldn't bother with the back of your head at all, or the top of my head. I just put it straight onto the fringe.
Yeah, the fringe.
And up. And in.
And in.
Like a triangle.
Yeah. Like this.
Yeah.
You look like the front of the Titanic going into town.
And nothing on the back of it. Like.
No. There's no hair on the back.
Nothing on the top either. Like.
So now, in fairness, I'd slap it into the ham and I'd rub it all the way around.
Yeah.
And then I'd start from the crown of my head forward. Right,
Jeez,
like that. And then I'd flick it up then, like you said, into a triangle.
Yeah.
And then you'd have this lovely wet look coming down. But the only thing is, and this was something that I suppose only in later years I kind of look back on and went, what the hell was I doing? Because you couldn't leave the house without the drop of stuff in your hair.
Can you imagine, think back to when you were 13 or 14 or 15, the thought of going into school without gel in your hair. Captain
Origin. But even going back before that, you know, in primary school, me being the eldest in the house, my mother used to, I suppose, have a very active part in what kind of stuff I'd wear into school.
Right.
And I never forget the pair of, they were like a seaman's slipper.
What?
You know, they're like a navy blue with stripes and they had an anchor on the top of them. The little anchor. Oh, right. Like, I'll be honest with you, you'd buy them now in H&M and you'd be applauded.
Yeah, it's back in style though.
It's back in style, but I'll never forget looking down at them and asking my mother, do you not think they might be a bit much for school?
Yeah.
And no, they look lovely, Ray.
But you only wore them in school. You didn't, as in.
I walked onto that bus.
With them on you?
With them on me, knowing full well they were a bad idea. Knowing full well they were a bad idea, and knowing full well that her judgment had been compromised. Because she was a woman. And my father wasn't there to talk her out of it because he was above milking cows.
Yeah, what the fuck are you putting on the young folk?
Yeah, he would have, if only he'd have been there. Anyway, snot kicked out of me, shoes went missing.
Yeah?
Yeah, shoes. I came home without any shoes.
Oh, that's terrible.
All gone. And I walked in the door in my bare feet because the socks went too as the day went on. And I came into the house in my bare feet and I said, now, Mammy.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think of that? And she lost ahead of me then for losing the shoes. So I got a second baiting at home then.
That's terrible. You got 2 bait in one day.
Thankfully, she couldn't get any more of them because that was the last pair in the shop. So I got a nice pair of Clarks after that.
Oh.
Yeah.
As Brendan Gray says, Jimmy Clark, he lived down the road. The word Clark's tall, like.
He never heard Clark's?
No, I did hear Clark's, only messing.
Oh, right.
We used to have to wear like black shoes in school, like in
now that was a primary school thing now.
No, in primary school you could wear whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
But let me tell you,
I learned that the hard way.
The school got a new set of carpets.
All right.
And we had to bring slippers in and put on the slippers before you went into school. You'd have to leave your shoes in the cloakroom.
Gee, he had a shoe cloakroom.
We had a cloakroom just for our shoes and our jackets, and then you had to put on the slippers going in so you wouldn't get shot
in Castlereagh.
In Castlereagh, St. Paul's.
How was this not in the national newspapers? This is one of them stories that you're talking about finding now.
I thought everyone done that.
No,
we had to wear slippers into the classroom, and you'd be jealous of the boys that had the big. I think, maybe I shouldn't call them out.
Don't call them out. Call them something else.
There was a friend of mine
called Make Up a Tape. I know, to hell with it. Shame him there. Go on.
Jimmy. No, I'm not shaming him at all. I nearly certain there was a friend of mine called him Coyne. He had the. You opened the peanuts?
I'm opening the peanuts.
He had the slippers that were 2 big dogs. Do you know the big slippers that there was a
Oh,
pair of
yeah.
dogs' heads on each one of them?
I used to have ones that were cats.
Yeah, the same idea. Like, he had them, I was fair jealous. But I got myself an umpish Liverpool slippers then.
Oh, not so bad.
I was delighted.
So you're talking about like bedtime slippers?
You'd have to wear them in, yeah. But you'd get these gorgeous bad slippers then that were almost like shoes with the most plastic old soles on them. And you'd wear them for a week and the front of them would be cut out of them. There'd be a tongue sticking out the top.
How'd you play football then at break?
No, because you sure was only on the carpets on the breaks and you
Oh,
go
so
and
it
put
was
on the
in and
shoes.
out.
Yeah. You just couldn't wear them into the room. You'd have slippers on you. I don't know if they still hold that policy.
That'd be good. We might put in a call to Castlereagh National School now and see is there.
We'll see if...
how the carpet's getting on.
Yeah.
Probably all gone.
Let me tell you a
floors
good one about school, actually.
Go
now.
on.
Speaking of the carpets.
Yeah.
When I was about 10 or 11, still in primary school, our school got broken into by a couple of young fellas who were about 16 or 17.
Big boys.
Yeah. And we landed in school the next day, obviously, with the guards there and everything, right? And we were all put down into the assembly hall while they searched for evidence, broken windows. One of them took a shite in the photocopier and photocopied it.
Photocopy, but was it just a slap? All right, okay.
I swear to God,
sorry,
he shite here on top of the photocopier and photocopied it and put it up. They drew a poor old picture of Jerry O'Gara. He was our principal, a lovely man now, having said that.
They drew a bad picture of him.
Well, he had a big old snout in him now, Jerry.
Oh, jeez.
He's a decent man though, but they drew him up on it. But worse than that, we were all waiting down. I'll never forget. If you played music in school, you would have a tendency to leave your instruments in the school, like.
Right.
Do you know? And what you call her, Miss McGarry, then to do music with you every couple of days, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Conley, he's a good friend of mine. He actually still lives in Sligo. He had his guitar in school, and
didn't take a shite the guitar.
no, he didn't shite the guitar. Jerry O'Gara, the principal, landed down to the assembly hall trying to find out whose guitar it was.
Yeah.
And there was a big patch of carpet stuck to the back of it. They had glued his guitar to the ground, and when they ripped it off, they took the carpet with it. I'll never forget that one. Jesus, there was holy war over that. Well, they know who done it, like.
The guitar probably sounded better after it.
Oh, it was so funny. This square patch of carpet stuck to the back of an acoustic.
I brought a syringe into school one time.
I know that.
That's good crack.
I know that.
Told you that story.
Yeah. What was in it again? Fucking
Well, no, it was
DPs?
one of those yolks for doses and cattle.
But wasn't there deep eating it or something?
No, that's a different story.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
That's 3 weeks'
Oh.
time. No, you haven't heard this one, so.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, my granddad used to be dosing cattle and he'd have the little white ones. They were little white syringes. Now, they're all plastic.
Can I just say this right before you go any further?
He's dead now, so he's not going to be upset
No.
that I tell this story. Go on.
You're going to have to explain it to me fully because
You're not a farmer, you're from town.
I spent a couple of days on a farm with Trevor Coughlin and he worked the shite out of me just so I could drive his car and I hated it.
Right.
I have no idea what goes on in the farm, so you may explain this.
Right, okay. You know
Has it anything to do with the PTO shaft?
No.
Right.
No, it doesn't.
Or a fusion?
No, nothing like that.
I'm lost in. Go
right.
ahead.
You know what a syringe looks like?
I know what a syringe
Yeah,
is.
now
like.
imagine a plastic syringe. But you've seen them too.
I've seen them as well.
Yeah, so even the pin, even the sharp bit at the end, isn't a sharp bit. It's literally a plastic tube, like a wee straw.
Yeah, I know it, yeah.
And my granddad did buy them, and there'd be great crack in the house because we didn't have squirt guns back then.
And that was a squirt gun.
And they were squirt guns. So you'd fill them up out of the barrel of water, and you'd have one shot out of each of them. So you'd have 6 or 7 of them in your pockets, all full of water, and you get one shot out of each, right?
Yeah.
It was great crack, but he used to leave them in a particular spot.
Right.
And eventually one day we were looking for them to find a few more, to have the usual games that we play, and we found a real syringe. Now, I'd never got my hands on a real syringe before unsupervised. Now, I was kind of just, I didn't know what to make of it. But it was a special thing to have, because young fellas don't get near syringes.
As
Well,
in
not in that part of the country.
A
anyway.
metal syringe.
Well, like, plastic and then the metal on the end of it.
An actual needle?
Yeah, a needle, yeah. If you seen it in a taxi now, you'd be scared.
Yeah.
Do you know, you wouldn't want to sit in it.
Aye.
So, but I was innocent times back then, and I decided the best thing to do would be to bring it in school because I'd be great because I brought in a syringe. I thought. So I brought it into school the following day, And we were up in the field, and there was me and Kevin Linehan and John Carden and Enda Clark. And they're the 3 lads that were in class with me. I had only 3 lads in the class with me. There were 6 girls and 3 lads and myself.
Yep.
10 of us all together.
Numbers were in your favour.
The numbers, but you'd think that, wouldn't you? Anyway, standing above up the far side of the field anyway on lunch break, and didn't I whip out the syringe? And I smiled and I went, this is it now. This is the moment in school where I'm going to become the leader of the gang. I'm going to get the respect that I, deserve here in Colleen National School. And John Carden's reaction was fairly regular enough. So was Enda's. The 2 boys came from kind of farming backgrounds.
They'd seen it all before.
They had seen it all before. There was nothing new to them. They actually kind of looked at me and said, what are you doing bringing it in here?
Yeah.
Your poor grandfather will be looking for that
Yeah,
later now when he's signed
that.
us in the cat.
Yeah.
So their reaction was muted, to say the best. And then Kevin Linehan would have been from town.
Oh, yeah.
And
He would have been like me.
He would have been originally from beside the school, but then he moved into town. And he hadn't seen one before, but he figured the best thing for him to do at that moment in time was run in and tell Miss Winters.
Oh, yep.
So I'm standing there with my syringe in my hand, and Kevin is bolting it into the schoolroom to tell Mrs. Winters, and I'm standing there, and John and Enda are just laughing at me, and I'm going, well, this has worked out badly. So I did the one thing.
Sorry, right? No.
That's the old 53102, is it?
I'll tell you exactly what that is. That's Joey Kennedy texted me on a big load of songs for Wednesday.
Very good. I fucked the syringe I threw the syringe away into the grass.
Right.
And I thought they'll never find it. It's a big field.
That was just dangerous.
Oh, I just left. I didn't think it through.
Christ above.
No, that was it though. Myself and the 3 boys then spent the next 2 hours looking for it. Because Mrs. Winters believed Kevin that I did have one. Yeah. And he said, you're after throwing it away now and we can't leave it in the grass. So we went 2 hours looking for it, and then I don't remember the baiting I got after that.
Did you get it?
Oh, we found it, I'm sure, yeah. We couldn't leave an old syringe there. Do you know?
Christ above.
It's amazing the stuff you do when you're a young fella.
But come here now. I asked you to explain everything to me when you were telling that story. What is dosing cattle? What's that?
I've seen that.
No, I've seen you dosing the cattle.
Yeah, but you get injections, don't you?
Rarely.
Yeah, I know you don't like you don't like needles.
I wouldn't do it. I have to get my bloods done, like I have to. And I won't do it.
You won't do it?
No.
Why, dear? Why?
I've never had my blood taken before.
Jeez, you're very pure, aren't you?
I just never done it. I wouldn't. I won't do it. Like.
Why?
I don't want to.
You don't like the needles? But that's a fair thing. Like, a lot of people are scared.
Loads of people are like, yeah.
What is it about them now that...
It's not pain.
No.
Everyone thinks, sure, it's not. Everyone always says to me, sure, it's not sore. Don't be worrying. Sure, I know it's not sore.
Yeah. It is a little bit sore.
I'd actually rather you box me in the jaw, like, than fucking pluck me in the arm.
And that's the whole rationale behind it.
When I was getting that fucking yoke shoved down my throat,
yeah,
the camera.
Were you awake or asleep?
No, that's exactly what I'm getting to now.
You were awake.
I was awake for it, like,
because you wouldn't take the
anesthetic.
I wouldn't
go under, yeah.
Oh, you fool! You. So you'd rather take.
Oh, but that was
camera down your neck.
Yeah,
a bit of lube.
Yeah,
lamp it in there. See
no
what's
spit,
going on.
no nothing. Straight in.
Oh God, above.
I landed down. So I think it was Roscommon Hospital with Nicola, and I said, I'm not going under here now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd never had an IV in my arm or whatever they put into it, that shite, like. Mm. And I said I won't be able to do that. So I landed into the doctor before the surgery, or before the camera down the fucking gob.
Yeah.
And I says to him, I don't want to go under for this. And he says, great. He said, because to be honest, if you're able for it, you don't need to be under.
Yeah. And
you'll be in and out here quicker.
Right.
And I thought all the Christmases had come at once. I said, I can't believe that is
because you were worried about that, I'd say.
I was panicking, fierce, like. Mm. So I said, that's marvellous. And he said, but we have to get a line into your vein just in case you have to go under during.
Oh, Jesus.
And the whole world shattered around me. Shattered around me.
So you ended up with the worst of both worlds.
So I went out to Nicola at the bed, and I put my head in my hands and I started bawling, crying.
You did not?
I swear to God I did. I started bawling, crying. I said, Nick,
crying like the Liverpool goalkeeper.
Oh, will you stop? That's another one, fuck's sake. I think I'd rather see that Champions League final again than have to deal with this again, though. Jesus Christ.
It's bad.
Anyway, I just started bawling, crying. I said, Nick, they have to put it into my arm. And they put it into my arm. Mm. And I was freaking out with this thing in my arm. Couldn't handle it. Mm-hmm. I was walking around with my arm out like that, just in case I touched something. Gee. And the nurses were panicking then. And they were saying, he's too nervous, we're going to have to put him under. And that was making me fucking 20 times more nervous.
I wish we got this on tape.
And I had to say to the nurses, you're making me panic now, and I'm about to go out the door. Like,
Yeah.
I said, just please get me in there and get it done. And don't be putting me under. I've never been under before. I didn't want to be under, like. And so they did. And I'm telling you, it's not that bad. They shove it down their throat. It's uncomfortable. You know you're not supposed to be swallowing it.
Oh,
To know your body is rejecting it, going, what are you shoving down here at all? And but they got it done. But
Yes.
and the second it was done, I was asking them every 5 minutes, can you take this out now, please? Take this out now, please.
You're a braver man than me.
So that's why I won't get my bloods done.
Mad.
That was the worst experience of my whole life. That's the truth now. What was I saying before that?
We were on about dosing cattle.
Oh yeah, what's dosing the cattle?
That's literally just...
Is
cattle do be the same as yourself. They don't like the injections either.
Yeah.
So it's just sticking them in their neck, like. You basically...
What does it stop is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, not a clue. Black leg, something else.
Black
Pooping
leg?
off. I don't know. This is the pile of, you know, I suppose, cattle-specific diseases
Yeah.
that they can get.
Can a cattle get an STI?
I don't know.
Can a
maybe.
cow get an STI?
I don't know. It depends on what bull is hanging around.
Some old town bull.
Oh, some old town bull that's been
Comes in,
around
yeah.
half the parish, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'd have to look into that. See, now that's where we'll have to look up for next week now.
Wouldn't that be a fair one if they could?
Yeah. Jeez, that'd be terrible. Welcome back to the Mark and Ray podcast.
Kendi and Raybo?
Is that what we're calling it?
I haven't a fucking scoop, boy. That's another question.
What do we call it?
Yeah.
Kendi and Raybo is not so bad.
Dick Dangerfield and the Hair Thrashers.
No.
Johnny Fitzgoodentight and the Young Fellas.
Can't call it any of that.
Hi.
Johnny Fitzgoodentight. No, that's not.
Kendi Raybo is good. Do you like this wee iPad holder? I know that doesn't come across on radio, but...
It's very nice. Don't know how I'd say nobody knows what an iPad holder is.
Yeah, but I'm going to put the iPad on it, and if you say to me...
Oh, you could look up some
What's
stuff.
the story with that there? I'll tell you what the story with that is.
Oh yeah, that's
I'll
good.
dial
Yeah.
it in here.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good. I'm
that?
enjoying this. Tell you, we couldn't get a better reading for doing this.
No, it's marvellous.
Yeah.
Imagine doing it in the pits of January. It's miserable.
Ah, but it'd be nice. You'd have that nice sound of the rain hitting the window.
Well, I'd love to know if we were half as lively in January as we would be now.
I'd say we will. There's nothing for doing. We'd have to do a bit of a correction. It was Peggy Farrell that's across the road.
Oh, yeah.
Not Teresa. I knew well as I was talking. As I was telling that story, I was going, Teresa Farrell just doesn't sound right. Teresa Farrell lives up the road.
Yeah.
Peggy Farrell lives across the road. Peggy Farrell does the notes.
So sorry about that, Peggy.
Well, sorry about that, Teresa.
Yeah, sorry
Like
about
Teresa
that,
doesn't
Teresa.
want to be like you accused
No.
Teresa doing some serious stuff.
Yeah, well, she doesn't do
Jobs
the
for
notes.
the parish.
Let me tell you, Teresa.
Yeah.
That moment, she's a devil.
Stop. If you know Teresa, you know we can't put this out now.
Let me tell you now.
No, we can't put this out. But no, it was Peggy Farrell that does the bulletin.
Is there a woman called Teresa Farrell?
There is.
All right.
Yeah, she'd be one of my sister's friends, Manny's.
What does she do? She doesn't do the notes in the parish.
I suppose she's other stuff for doing. I just see her out walking the whole time.
Do you?
Yeah. Do you know what I've noticed? And I'm only driving that road, the Eastkey Ratley Road lately. It's amazing when you go on a country road how many people wave at you in cars.
Everyone does.
Isn't everybody waving at you?
Every old fella.
But I'm gone out of the habit of waving. I've stopped waving because all I'm driving is national routes.
Yeah.
I'm a pure snob driver now.
When I do pull off the far side of Tulsk
Yeah. You have to get the waving hand out.
to hit for Knockrockery, I do bypass Roscommon Town.
Right.
And that's a waving road, let me tell you.
So there's such a thing as a waving
Every
road.
old fella that's painting a wall
Yeah.
or doing...
Oh, the hand to be up.
Up straight away.
Yeah.
In case he knows you.
Do you think Google Maps should include that when they're routing you?
They should.
That to avoid motorways and waving roads.
Yeah. I do love it though.
For fear you might be feeling unsociable that morning.
You know, like I think he'll go into the missus and say, Jesus Brady, I saw a young fella, I don't know who he was at all.
Yeah. For the first couple of days it was bothering me because I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought, you know the way when you're walking around with a sticker on your back saying kick me and everybody's laughing at you. I thought it was kind of that along the
Is
lines
there
of
something
that.
going on, yeah?
Yeah, I thought something was going on now in fairness.
No, it is Rural Ireland, boy.
Rural Ireland. It's mad to think that they do still wave though.
Well, it's great that they held on to it. I think that's marvellous.
Yeah. But
Everyone's
like
a
lads
neighbour.
and tractors and everything.
Yeah.
Flat out waving.
No. It's in case they know you. That's why.
And it'd be full hand waves. It wouldn't be just a finger off the steering wheel.
Well, that, like...
Yeah, or even no, just while the hand is still on the steering wheel, they'd put the hand, just the fingers up,
Yeah.
but still holding on to the steering wheel.
There's actually a lot of waves that go on in this country, and they're all distinctive.
Very distinct.
Like the boys wave. You know the boys in town that drive the cars?
Yeah.
They put the back of the hand up against the windscreen. That's how they say hello.
Mm.
A country fella puts the hand up like that.
Yeah.
Like straight out, like
Yeah.
almost like he's blessing you.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know?
And if you met your father on the road, he'd have the hand out the window and waving at you.
To hit you.
Well, that's it. Did you ever when you're driving through fresh chips on the road, when they're just on the road?
Oh yeah.
Would your mother have ever held the windscreen up in the corner with a thumb
No.
to stop the windscreen from breaking?
To keep pressure on it. So
I don't know.
doesn't-
I think it's daft.
There's
no scientific base to it all.
No.
But that's what she'd do. She'd be driving along on the new road, and you'd be doing the 30 mile an hour because it'd be only after being put down.
Yeah.
And the mother would have the hand, the thumb. It'd be the thumb that she'd have up in the top corner of the windscreen, and she'd hold it there until we get off the road. No. Because as far as she was concerned, if a chip hits the windscreen, it won't break.
With my thumb up against it.
Yeah.
I never came across that before.
You never seen that before?
But you know what's funny about it though? I can almost understand the scientific validity behind
thinking that a bit of pressure strengthen the windscreen.
Well, or to give a bit of give to it or whatever.
It'll take the percussive
impact to take the shatter out of it.
Ah, true. Yeah.
But it must be bollocks.
Yeah. Well, I suppose when I started getting suspicious of it, I was thinking to myself, you'd make a fortune in little rubber thumbs that you could stick to the windscreen.
Yeah.
And you could sell them to people like my mother. And she'd bring it, or you give it to her for Christmas and she'd stick it up.
But maybe it is a Mrs. Doyle complex about that now, and maybe she likes putting the thumb up in the windscreen.
Maybe she
does. Mrs. Doyle, she didn't want the tea maker.
That's true.
Your mother did enjoy that stuff.
That's true. Are you Lions or a Barry's, man?
Oh, it wouldn't bother me, man. I'd drink it off of Aldi.
Would you?
That's true. No, I couldn't tell you the difference between... Like, I used to always drink coffee, you see, I'm one drinking tea lately.
Oh, so you're just new to the tea game?
I'm new enough to the tea game, yeah.
Right.
I drink it out of a fucking... a homeless man's boot. To taste the same to me out of my mother's mug.
You know what I like about this part?
Go on.
This is really scraping the bottom of the barrel for podcast content. Like, how are we supposed to compete with the big boys? With the do Johnnies?
Yeah.
They do it.
They all do it though. Dickie do it. Margot do it. But come here, you see, that's why you have to have, to a certain extent, I think, a lot of the time, maybe something
for everybody at home now. Mark is fondling the iPad holder.
Yeah. No, you need some kind of plan of action almost.
You do. You need
or a guest.
A guest.
You know,
definitely.
So
we had a good run, I suppose.
Yeah.
We squeezed one podcast out of ourselves.
That's not bad, by let me tell you.
Not too bad
we
at all.
We can retire now.
Imagine if the one podcast went massive.
And we never done another one again.
Oh no, it'd be like 40 Towers. I suppose they did the 8 episodes or 9 episodes.
Isn't it mad though that they only done that amount and it's still on the television?
Oh yeah, but he was happy
every day though.
But apparently it was really hard done because they did it really quickly. Like they did a whole episode in a week.
Yeah.
And it was literally you get the scripts on the Tuesday and you were in on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
And you're flat out Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday then you were wrapping things up and you were done Sunday. Yeah. And then you get the next batch of scripts.
And they only done 8 episodes.
Yeah.
But I can't believe it's on TV every single day.
And I still watch it. Still. It's like Father Ted.
I don't think I've seen every episode.
Oh no, Father Ted?
No,
no, that's the mystery. I don't think anyone's ever seen all 8 episodes of Fawlty Towers.
Of course they have.
I doubt it.
The phone's
would you not have the respect now to turn the phone to airplane mode?
And it's terrible.
Flat out.
Oh, for God's sake. Anyway, do you want to wrap this up?
We'll wrap that up there now. It's 8:07 and we'd like to give a big shout out to Mark Kennedy plays in Fiddler's Creek tonight.
Yep.
From 9 till...
and don't forget, and I'm only saying this out of the goodness of my own heart, there's music in Fiddlers 7 nights a week, right? Would you believe that now if I told you?
And sometimes there's music twice.
In a day?
In a day.
So you could be talking the guts of 10 gig inside in Fiddlers in 7 days.
I suppose it'd be 7. It's 8.
8 gigs.
8 gigs. Yeah, we get 8 gigs
in 7
into
days.
Fiddlers in 7 days.
Isn't that unbelievable?
It's very good.
I can't think of another pub in Sligo that's better.
Alright, this will be the little advertising bit in the middle.
Well, I hope they give us £1.
I doubt it. Wrap it up there anyway for George.